In the village of Ngarama, Ayisi was a man with two wives, Farida and Safiya. Each wife has her own children, and although Ayisi tried to keep peace in his household, there was always tensions between the two families. The rivalry between the two wives lasted for several years. Safiya and Farida were as different in personality as they were in appearance. Farida was a plain woman who was busy to care for her children and keep her house tidy. She had bared the strain of the second wife and her defiance since the beginning of her marriage. Their husband's affection was mainly turned towards Safiya. So, in despair, she had turned her attention to her own children, in whom she found support and love. Safiya was renowned for her beauty, her striking feature, and graceful demeanor turned heads whenever she went. She was a self-assured and strict woman, even stubborn. She was a trader of jewelry, skilled in recognizing the finest gems and crafting exquisite pieces that were highly sought after. Her business skills were sharp, and she managed to trade with confidence and flair. Despite her beauty and success, Safiya had a haughty and proud nature. She often looked down to those she deemed beneath her and was quick to assert her superiority. Her pride sometimes made her seem aloof and inapproachable. Those who knew her well understood quickly that it wasn't good to stand against her. Although in the same house, the two families lived deeply separated. The women would avoid each other, but frequently tensions would arise in the house. The husband was always called to solve issues between his wives. One fateful day, Safiya received a beautiful piece of jewelry from her mother as a gift. It was a precious necklace, a family heritage that had great sentimental value. One morning, Safiya discovered that the treasure necklace was missing. She searched everywhere, but it was nowhere to be found. Suspicion immediately fell on Farida's children, particularly on her eldest son Malik, who was known for his mischievous behavior. Safiya was convinced that the teenager had stolen the necklace and demanded Ayusi to address the issue. The man, torn between the two wives, was reluctant to handle the situation. With a heavy heart, Ayusi gathered the family in the sitting room and questioned Malik, who vehemently denied any wrongdoing. Farida defended her son fiercely, but the tension only grew. Unable to make his son admit the facts, he decided to let the matter down. Days passed, and Safiya grew more and more agitated. The boy protested, cried, and chattered with rage, but no one paid any attention of what he said. But Safiya did not intend to let it go. She was resolute to set a revenge against her rival's son. Determined to get her necklace back, Safiya decided to consult a native doctor known for his powerful spells and rituals. One dark evening, she went to see a mysterious man who lived far from her hometown. She had been told that the medicine man had the power to make any man reveal hidden secrets or admit stolen things. She expected the man to perform a ritual that would compel the robber to admit his wrongdoing and even get punished. The native doctor, an old man with deep-set eyes and a voice that seemed to echo with ancient wisdom, listened to Safiya's plot. He assured her that if she was resolute to right the wrong, she would be compelled to perform a dark ritual to reveal the truth. But the punishment would be severe and irreversible. She agreed with the mysterious man, for all she wanted was to have her jewelry back. I want my jewelry back, no matter how or what it cost. Do whatever you have to do to find the robber. Then she paid the price the man asked for his service, and he started to perform his dance and mysterious incantations. As the ritual concluded, the native doctor declared that the thief would go mad in 3 days, and anyone who had benefited from the stolen items would suffer as well. She went back home, convinced that her rival and son will be suffering in the next days. Few nights later, strange things began to happen. One of Safiya's own son, Amin, started behaving erratically. He muttered incoherently, wandered aimlessly, and seemed to be losing his mind. Safiya was devastated and confused. How could this be? Her son wasn't involved, or so, she thought. Desperate for answers, she searched her son's belongings and, to her horror, an empty case of the missing necklace hidden under his bed. The truth hit her like a thunderbolt. Amin had stolen the necklace. Then she realized the new clothes, the gift to his brothers. She had not paid attention until now. The curse of the native doctor had taken effect. Definitely, Amin was losing his mind. And those who had used the stolen money were suffering too. To her great horror, her other son and were behaving the same. Safiya realized that her quest for revenge had brought unimaginable sorrow upon her own family. Guilt and regret consumed her as she watched her son's condition worsen day by day. Farida, heartbroken and angry, confronted Safiya. The house was filled with cries and accusations as the truth was laid bare. Ayesi, torn between his two families, struggled to find a way to restore peace. Along with Safiya, Ayesi went to see the mysterious man. He pleaded with the native doctor to lift the curse, but the old man simply shook his head, saying that the consequences of one's action must be endured. He had not the power to undo what was already settled. So the three children would remain in their condition. The village watched as Ayesi's once happy household crumbled. He was now known as a man who had torn his children mad because of a piece of jewelry. Safiya, racked with guilt, took care. It was too late now. The teenagers were completely insane. She couldn't turn back the hands of time. She had lost not only her boys, but also her husband's support and respect. She persistently prayed for recovery, hoping for God's mercy. She spent millions visited uncountable doctors and priests to ease the suffering of her boys, but nobody was able to heal them completely. Farida, though angry, couldn't ignore the suffering of her stepsons and offered help whenever she could. Years passed, but it seemed like they could not fully recover. In the end, Safiya learned a harsh lesson about the dangers of suspicion and revenge. The family struggled to heal, but the scars of that fateful decision remained forever. The story of Aisi and his family became a cautionary tale in Garama, a reminder that seeking revenge can bring sorrow to anyone, including the innocent.